Hello, Magi here, and welcome to a new top 10. So long ago, I made a top 10 featuring pictures from the artist Zunus. Once more, I'm going to be focusing on a specific artist. This artist's name is Koto Inari. If you're seeing the pictures right now, you notice that the art style is certainly charming in its own right. Now I'm more into the anime slash cutesy type look. You can tell this clearly deviates from it. But due to its deviation, it has such a unique style that I haven't seen any artist capable of duplicating it. Not only that, it features enough humor while being dark about it that I can appreciate. This is gonna be a trippy list, alright? So without further ado, let's begin the top 10 Koto Inari Touhou pictures. Number 10. When it comes to guests, you want to be cool to them. I mean, you did invite them over and whatnot. When Magi does it, my best friend and I will usually diss each other before we continue on with the day. Mostly chilling and gaming, and still insulting each other while playing Smash. I wouldn't recommend that for you guys, but it is an option. It's worked for the last 10 years or so, so it can't be the absolute worst option. However you treat your guests, please, for the love of fuck, don't do this. Now, it's one thing to be an asshole, trust me, take it from an expert, but at the very least, be upfront about it. Don't need to be all sneaky and shit. Look at Reimu trying to deceive Tokiko like that. Not cool. I would have been like, bitch, you my dinner now. But hey, I'll be me and Reimu be Reimu. Let's just say the party won't be as hot as Tokiko would have hoped it to be. One more thing to note. Fuck Tokiko. Number 9. Now growing up, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss school. The relaxing atmosphere at times, being able to hang with friends and not having a care in the world. Good times, good times. My school life was pretty normal. One I wouldn't trade, even as ordinary as it was. For some people though, they certainly know how to spice things up in school. I don't recall needing a nail back to school, but hey, that was a different time, and Clown Piece is living in the now after all. It started very sweet with Junko making lunch for Clown Piece, but Clown Piece being a fairy had to be mischievous in some way. I'd say the bad is a little too far, but whatever, that's not my business, I think anyway. Number 8. For the official Touhou games, one of the most important things people are gonna ask are who the main playable characters are. We don't count Reimu or Marissa as their givens, but the speculations on the others is always fun. The most hyped ones would have been Raisin, Aya, and Chiruno, given they were never playable in the main games. There was Phantasmagoria, but that's such a different game that no one really considers it a main game. But when it comes to the fan arts, however, for personal experience, I think Tanchiruno got the most love. I mean, it involved the strongest with a tan. Like, I bet you motherfuckers weren't expecting that. The only annoying part was it was announced when I was in Vietnam, so not the best time to record something. Either way, let me showcase to you how she got tanned. Clearly, one tan went better than the other. Rip Sunny. Although the funny part is that when I first saw this picture, I didn't think of Tanchiruno, even though she was right in my face. My first thoughts came to Final Destination 3, the tanning bed scene. You'll know what I mean. That was certainly not the most pleasant thing to see when I first saw it. Number 7. When growing up with cartoons and such, there was one theme that did show up eventually in an episode. The luck episode. You know what I mean? A character is suffering through a streak of bad luck because they're non-believer or it's just a shitty day. The main culprits of those would be broken mirrors, stepping on cracks, walking under ladders, and so on. I've dealt with all those before and I've lived to tell the tale. Some might not have been as fortunate as I have, whatever the case may be. But it appears that I found the ultimate bad luck. For those not wary, Hina's a misfortune goddess. We can clearly tell that a goddess beats a black cat. I'm sure Ren and Chen aren't going to be happy with that, but whatever. I want to say that the cat will do okay, but knowing Koto's work, that's not gonna happen. Number 6. An important day one shouldn't forget is their birthday. I mean, it is a good idea to celebrate the day you came to this world, wouldn't you say? Some may choose to go super ham and throw big ass parties. My parents are at fault with this one. And others may prefer a smaller, closer crowd of friends and family to join in. That's more of my style. Regardless of how you celebrate it, or not, if that's the case, I can certainly say your birthday's never dealt with this before. Oh, Sega, how you wish you were still 100 years old. I double checked just to make sure about Sega's age, and she's about 1400 years old. A little off from the 100 years, don't you think? Aside from the Grim Reapers popping up at Sega's birthday, another thing I like about Koto's work is that you can easily tell that they keep up with the lore. A lot of times the pictures can be based on the events from the printworks. For someone who really digs the lore, it makes the pictures so much more fun to look at. Let's see how long Sega can dodge her pursuers. Number 5. Now this next picture so luckily deals with birthdays as well. Ain't that convenient? This one, however, has a more ominous feel to it, if you will. Ah, the classic Maribel equals Yukari deal. Never gets old. I've certainly done my fair share of discussing about it. You'd think the Grim Reapers and presents for Sega would have had a more horror feeling to it, but no! I think it's the characters in question that really forms my emotion for the two pieces. With Sega, while she's all happy and close to the Grim Reapers, which would terrify any person, she knows what she's getting herself into after all these years. Maribel, on the other hand, while knowing about her boundary abilities, as far as canon has shown us, is not wary of the being of Yukari Yakumo, so I can imagine this message could creep Maribel out. Yukari definitely knows how to bring some excitement to one's birthday. Not one I would like, but that's just me. Number 4. Now let's switch it back to school for a bit. Now one of my favorite things in school was lunch. Just having the break to eat food and chill with friends was nice. When I was younger, I valued the food aspect. As I got older, the friends part was more important. That didn't mean I cared less about the food. It's just hard to keep making lunches for yourself every day. Hell, even with my current job, I'm still too lazy to make food, so I just straight up skip lunch. But hey, it does allow me to leave 30 minutes earlier, so that's something. So let's see what kind of lunch this person has. As interesting as Sanae's lunch is, at the very least, Sumiko and Konko did pack a lunch for her. That's gotta count for something, right? And hell, they even made a card for Sanae to read. That's as sweet as you can get. For a lunchbox containing mouses, anyway. Hey, love is behind that lunchbox, that's all I'm saying. Number 3. Alice, if you're not wary, is the best and only doll manipulator in the series. I mean, hey, at least she's number 1 in something. Anyway, with her manipulation of dolls, she's able to get a lot of things done. Using those dolls to clean up the house sounds like a pretty sweet deal, although controlling all of them couldn't have been easy, or at least I think anyway. You wouldn't think it, but these dolls can be quite emotional, if you will, or at the very least, self-aware. That's good, I like that. For those not wary, Alice has dolls that have gunpowders in them, which can make some explosive results. Her spell cards Edo High Explosive Pawn and Lemming's Parade are prime examples of exploding dolls. So it's not the craziest of ideas that the dolls are afraid of being the next suicide doll. I would certainly freak the fuck out if I was in that situation. Number 2. Now this picture is something I would love to have in real life. Unfortunately, that's something I don't see happening, but you never know. As a kid, I had Luigi's Mansion and Sonic Adventures Battle 2 as my first GameCube games. I loved them both. Luigi was the one of the two I was actually able to beat. Going around the mansion and hunting those ghost downs was pretty fun. It even scared me here and there as a kid. That baby is still creepy as fuck. Now the idea of Nidori taking up Luigi's role is just perfect. She can create all the gadgets she needs, plus there's a lot of ghost/phantom characters in the series that could be used as bosses. I mean, if someone had the drive to do it, the idea of Nidori's mansion could be a thing. Not like Nintendo could bring down the banhammer on Nidori's ghost adventures, right? Number 1. Have any of you guys ever been to a concert before? I never have. I can't think of a single artist who would make me get out of my hole, go to some far off location to hear their music live. I'm sorry, I'll gladly pay for the music/album I listen to and be done with that. I'm not a big fan of having my ears blasted like that. Places like those and clubs are something I couldn't survive. It appears that this person has the same distaste like me, but is powering through it. I gotta admit, that is a good idea. Still, I don't know if it'll help against Kyoko, but it's better than nothing. I do like how supportive Byakuren is for Kyoko, even though she was not thrilled about it when Kyoko and Mistia joined forces. Speaking of Mistia, it appears that Kyoko really wanted that solo performance. Now, I'm not saying you should do whatever Kyoko did to Mistia to get the spotlight, but if you're desperate enough, there's always an option for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Which pictures of Koto's were your favorite? Do you think School for Clown Piece is gonna be very bloody? Do you feel the love from Sanae's lunchbox? Or would you be down to play Nidori's Mansion? If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, or else Hina might randomly pop up into my driveway. I can imagine that day turning really shitty for me. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.